You want me to time every ticket I do with a person shadowing me? Okay. As a tech going on 30 years, I've seen some stupid management directives. This is one of my favorites. Back in 2007, I worked for a large bank that is based in Atlanta, and I worked in Richmond in a 28-story office tower. My primary job was desktop support and fixing phones. At that time, I was very athletic. I moved fast all the time, and I hated to use the elevator. If I had to go less than 6 floors, I took the stairs. My boss I didn't care for. As a team, we were the most efficient team in the company as far as the number of tickets worked each week per tech. We worked smart, not hard. So, upper management in Atlanta decides one day to do a deep assessment on how all the techs in the bank did their job. My team gets a visit from Atlanta one day from a heavyset guy who says he will be shadowing us to see how we did our job. He was a bit of a condescending jerk, too, in his attitude. He even had a stopwatch to time us. Now, we all knew right away what was happening. Management wanted to outsource us, so they needed to know what we did, how long it took, and what we used so they could put a cost on it before soliciting for bids. Let's just say my team was not thrilled about it. Now, I decided to be a smartass about this, and my team knew what I had planned for this event. I was told this overweight, condescending jerk was to shadow us and time us. Okay, but he's gonna have to keep up. Time for malicious compliance. I only used the stairs. Our lab was on the 20th floor. A typical morning for me would be like this. I'd run a desktop monitor ticket to the 6th floor, then go back to the 20th to get my phone bag to go to the lower level 1 to the IPX to hook up the phone, then go to the 14th floor to test the phone, then up to the 22nd to fix a printer, then down to the 7 to look at a laptop. Today, I'm only doing the stairs, so this guy was about to have a heart attack trying to keep up with me while I did my job. I took no pity on him, and I didn't even pay attention to him. As far as I was concerned, this jerk was assessing others and having my job eliminated. At some point, I'd lost him in the stairwell. Later, my boss says to me the guy was a bit mad at me taking the stairs, but my boss told him, "This is how my tech works. And he is one of my best. If you can't keep up with that, that's your problem." To this day, I have said she was the best boss I've ever had. Later, I found out when I did get back to upper management in Atlanta, they were pissed, yet they could not punish me for I was doing my job and I did it very well. In April 2008, we found out we were outsourced, just like we knew it was going to happen. I no longer work there. So that just goes to show you, if you ever want to become a jerk, just make sure you stay in shape. Of course, my sympathy goes out to OP in this particular situation because I can't imagine being replaced by outsourcing, but I can only imagine how hurt it makes you feel, because it makes you feel like your experience is worth less. Because why on earth would we pay a capable person here when I could pay someone pennies on a dollar overseas? Unless you're in the middle of nowhere, you have to work during vacation. Your salary. I work for a small company in the trades as head of the IT department, also known as the IT person. Truthfully, the gig is pretty great. Good pay, benefits, and I can come and go as I please within reason. The two people I have to answer to are the VP and the CEO, and as is par for the course, they know dick all about anything to do with technology, and generally leave me be, as I'm good at my job and everything runs smoothly. Being a small company, a lot of us don't take vacations due to A, building the company, and B, not having replacements for the time we're gone, but after 2 years vacationless, we're in the US, my wife convinces me to use the time I'm given to decompress and take a small 1-week getaway. I talk to the VP and he gives me a thumbs up to take the time bearing I get everything in order and do some minor teaching to other staff in case of an emergency. Cool, easy. Enter FOD, Field Operations Director, a man who is an attack dog for the VP for no reason, as the VP is nothing but polite and reasonable. FOD loves giving everyone a hard time, adding steps to tasks to make himself look like he's part of the process, reminding everyone how much of a boss he is to the rest of us in management, and calling me a nerd any chance he gets. Fair to say, I dislike FOD immensely. The conversation went something like this, and I wish I could tell you that this guy isn't much of a jerk, but he is. Who approved your vacation? VP did, as long as I get you guys comfortable with some of the small maintenance. I only approve vacation time. I'm your boss. Side note, he does this so much that VP actually wrote out the hierarchy in a chart form, and we carry a digital copy with us to remind him who he actually is in charge of. You're not, shows chart. Well, fine, but your salary, so you have to work during your vacation. You'll bring your laptop and work phone with you. When you vacation, you make it very clear you're unreachable and can't be bothered even if it's an emergency. That's because I go places without service, and unless you're going to the mountains, you have to work. Your salary! Malicious compliance initiated. Just to be clear, if I go to a place without service, I won't be expected to work, yeah? That's right! But if you're a nerd, you don't do anything outdoorsy. Great. Thanks for clearing that up. Fast forward 3 weeks later, and it's vacation time. All of my ducks are in a row, people are comfortable with me being gone for a week, and all are encouraging me just to disconnect. A close coworker of mine knows the conversation FOD and I had, and asked what I plan to do about it, so I shared my easy but effective plan. 1. Wife and I rented a cabin in the woods, 2 hours from the nearest town, and it doesn't have service. 2. Set up automatic email replies that I have all IT questions and concerns forwarded to FOD since he's the boss and he knows. 3. Leave work phone on charger in my office with ringer on. Door lock so he has to hear it, and voicemail change to have FOD become IT for a week. Coworker loves the idea of flooding FOD with questions he can't answer so much that he gets other coworkers in on it. Midway through the week, I get a call from coworker with an update. FOD loses it. He can't keep up with any of the requests for help and didn't bother to memorize the simple task I'd showed him, so he does what any good boss does and puts in a request to take a vacation until I get back. Retreat is always an option. Nothing screams leader more than retreat. It's not weakness and failure if he's not there. My coworkers were able to manage, and FOD got his 3-day vacation, unfortunately. After the week off, I'm called to the VP's office to catch up and get things back on track. VP obviously heard of the hardships FOD faced in my absence and laughed at my MC surprisingly. VP struck a deal with me moving forward since it was made clear to him that no one else knew how to do my job. I can go on vacation wherever I'd like as long as I bring my laptop and phone and check it once a week. They'll refund my vacation time for that day, even if I only work for 5 minutes. I took that, but with the caveat of making FOD actually learn some of my duties just in case. VP agreed. Now I do an hour of teaching a week to a very surly FOD. After all, he's the boss. He's gotta know. Now, I love nothing better than people who think they're the boss get their comeuppance. I like the comeuppance givens. It's a word. Don't look it up. This guy got what he deserved, and it's his fault in the initial orientation for not learning any of the information that this IT person had. This guy felt that his IT person was less than a person, more of a dork or a nerd, and he just found out exactly how good a nerd can be when the proper plans are put into play. This dude did an amazing job setting up this whole scheme, and I love it, and there's nothing he could get in trouble for, which is great. And also, I kind of like that the boss was okay with it. The actual boss was okay with it. It's good to have people like that around. So those are the stories for today. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you have anything that you might have experienced that you'd like to share with me? I'd be more than happy to read them down in the comment section. You guys have been great. You guys have been fantastic. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Ring that little bell icon. Leave a thumbs up because it does things, I guess. And you guys have been great. Stay frosty, my friends, and keep moving forward.